Ladies and gentlemen, hello everyone. You are once again welcome here on the platform of Awakening Consciences on the front page of international news. Russia responds to the ultimatum that Donald Trump has just given to Russia. The ultimatum, the deadline of 10 to 12 days for Russia to find an agreement. Ceasefire or peace agreement with Ukraine. And this answer is given through the deputy chairman of the Russian Security Council, Dmitry Medvedev, former president of the Russian Federation, former prime minister, yes, and true friend of Vladimir Putin, the man who has a shaved head, who is afraid of nothing, who is totally in the spirit of Vladimir Putin. For those who know the story know that yes, he made the deal with Putin. He was the one who favored Putin's return to power and everything that followed. Dmitry Medvedev breaks the silence. The answer he gave to America, to Donald Trump, it makes people laugh and it presents America in a pitiful way. Yes, Russia is responding. A first response from the Minister and the National Security Council of Russia. It is an authorized voice, and therefore, what does he say? This is what we are going to talk about as part of this video conference that I ask you to share as much as possible, to put a lot of likes. Still, do not forget to leave your different opinions in comments. So Dmitry Medvedev threatens the United States. That's his answer. He threatens the United States with war following Donald Trump's latest ultimatum. He threatens America with war. That is to say him. It does not go through four paths. According to Dmitry Medvedev, Donald Trump is playing ultimatums with Russia. He says Donald Trump is playing ultimatums with Russia, and Donald Trump, he should remember. Russia is neither Israel nor Iran. Dmitry Medvedev says that Donald Trump, who played ultimatums, should remember that Russia is neither Israel nor Iran. It means that it is Russia, a very strong and very powerful nuclear power. And he goes on. He says each new ultimatum is a threat and a step towards war, not against Ukraine, but against his own country. So every new ultimatum is a threat and a step towards war. The war, not against Ukraine, but against his own country. That is, against the United States of America. That means every time Donald Trump makes a threat, he is taking a step by bringing his country into the war. He goes on, he says, don't follow the path of Sleeping Joey. Well, I think he's talking about Joe Biden. He says, don't follow the path of Sleeping Joey, as Biden's political opponents called him. There you go. That's the name Joe Biden's political opponents gave him. Eddie wasn't following Joe Landomi's voice. Here's the conclusion he drew. He didn't go far. Dmitry Medvedev is a very dangerous man in the very backbone of the Russian state. Having been president, he knows Russia very, very well. He knows very well the intentions and wishes of Vladimir Putin. He knows the West very well, and he knows what his institution is capable of. I tell you that he is the vice chairman of the Russian Security Council, and the Russian Security Council deals with everything that is Russia's security. So Dmitry Medvedev is very clear. Donald Trump plays with ultimatums. He just has to get down to business. We'll see. He said 50 days at the beginning, then he reduced to 50 days. He now says that he gives from now on July 28 to 2025. He says he gives between 10 to 12 days. Even 10 to 12 days is not accurate. He said, I give 12 days or I give 10 days, but he is not even precise. He is too evasive. And that's why we said it in one of our previous video conferences. We wondered, is the gentleman there, everything is fine since he reacts according to the time? Some analysts, some commentators of international news have considered that the current environment in which he is in Scotland, all that has been done to them is what he is showing him by the head. And then he changes his mind. The exchanges he had with Keith Starmer, the British Prime Minister, strongly influenced this new statement. You can see the Keith Starmers right away. This is Starmer, this is Friedrich Merz, this is Emmanuel Macron. These are the three who went to sit next to Donald Trump to talk in his ears, voin, 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 like hungry bees. While the first round of the meeting between Russia and Ukraine was taking place in Istanbul, it was during that time that they went to talk in his ears. As Donald Trump was preparing a phone call with Vladimir Putin, the very first phone call, they told him, Vladimir Putin is a manipulator. He's a liar. He will lie to you. He will manipulate you. They told him a lot of things so that he could make up his mind and take a very harsh decision against Vladimir Putin. But at the time, President Donald Trump had neglected that. He must have followed his instinct. Now, today, what people have said about Putin, it's coming true because Putin roughed him up. Putin doesn't tell him the truth because Putin, well, we're not going to say Putin doesn't tell him the truth. Putin tells him the truth, but he doesn't want to understand this truth. Putin told him, if you want peace to return, let's destroy, definitively eliminate the root causes of the conflict. But that's what they want to jump on. And finally, they see Putin as someone who makes them babble, who makes them go around in circles. So Donald Trump is very angry in this circumstance. He arrives in Scotland, people come out against him, signs posted everywhere, even dogs come out. So ultimately, all this influences him, and Seiki Sturmer, who still comes to speak in his schedules, go. So it is not excluded that he could make such a decision. To reduce the ultimatum, if one is a real leader, sits down and observes the ultimatum he gave. But he says, no, there is more time to waste. There is nothing to wait for since there is no progress. So Russia has just given part of the answer. We will continue to follow. We will see what it will give. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this was the front page of international news. Thank you for sharing it as much as possible. I will return to you shortly by the grace of the Almighty. With new news, it was the voice of your only samurai.